You're listening to the Dibbly Dobbly Podcast. Remember to like, share, comment, subscribe, and click the bell to make sure you get the latest episodes of the podcast. Be sure to like and share our Facebook page and follow us on Twitter and on Instagram. Hi everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Dibbly Dobbly Podcast. On today's episode of the podcast, we summarise Day 2 of the second Ashes Test between Australia and England from the Adelaide Oval. It's the Dibbly Dobbly Podcast, and let's get started. Let's have a look at the session-by-session breakdown of Day 2 at the Adelaide Oval for the second Ashes Test. In the first session of play, Labuschagne brought up his century. Then Ollie Robinson got Labuschagne out for 102, but he bowled a no ball. But Labuschagne soon got out to Robinson soon after, LBW for 103. Labuschagne and Smith added 65 for the third wicket partnership. Smith brought up his half century, and Travis Head got out for 18, bowled by Root, and Head and Smith added 50 runs for the third wicket partnership. Cameron Green was the last wicket to go before lunch for 2, bowled by Stokes. Australia at lunch were 5 for 302. In the second session, saw Smith and Carey brought up the 50 partnership for the fifth wicket. Then Steve Smith went for 93, LBW to Anderson, and Smith and Carey added 91 runs for the fifth wicket partnership. Alex Carey brought up his maiden half century, and soon after that he was out for 51. Court Hamid bowled Anderson before tea. Australia at tea was 7 for 390. Heading into the last session of Day 2 saw Nesser and Stark add 50 runs for the 8th wicket partnership. Soon after, Nesser got out for 35. Court Broad bowled Stokes, and him and Mitchell Stark added 58 runs for the 8th wicket. Jai Richardson was the last wicket to go for Australia. He went for 9. Court Butler bowled Wokes. Australia declared at 9 for 473. And England lost 2 wickets just before the end of play. Burns was the first to go for 4. Court Smith bowled Stark. And then Hamid went for 6. Court Stark bowled Nesser. Lightning and rain brought the day's play to an end. And England at stumps are 2 for 17 with Malan 1 not out and Root 5 not out. What are my thoughts on the day? I thought it was a great day for Australia. Everything went to plan. They batted for a long period of time. They got over 400 runs. They declared at the right time. And they got 2 early wickets just before the close of play on Day 2. So it was a very dominant day for Australia. Everything went to plan, as I said before. Marnus Labuschagne was outstanding. It was a superb 100 he scored on Day 2. Rode his luck during his innings. Obviously got recalled after a no ball by Robinson when he got him out. But obviously Labuschagne was soon out soon after for LBW. But he played superbly, really set up this test match for Australia. Also Steve Smith, the stand-in skipper, obviously for this test match, obviously with Pat Cummins not playing. He batted superbly for his 93. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to get the century, but he batted well, Steve Smith, nonetheless. I thought Alex Carey batted well for his maiden half century in Test cricket. What a way to do it than here at his home ground at the Adelaide Oval. He played an aggressive innings, a very good innings, obviously, as Australia were looking to up the tempo and get a big total, obviously, and looking to declare just before the end of play on Day 2. Carey went up through the gears and he was able to get Australia motoring and batted superbly with his runs. So a brilliant innings from Carey. Excellent partnerships as well that Australia had during Day 2 with the bat. Obviously, Labuschagne and Smith, 65 for the third wicket. Smith and Carey, 91 for the fifth wicket. And Nesser and Stark, 58 for the 8th wicket. So very handy partnerships there for Australia on Day 2. I thought the late order hitting of Nesser and Stark was excellent. Their partnership of 58 was a very handy partnership for Australia in terms of getting Australia to that 473 score. And obviously Steve Smith was able to declare, and Australia's bowling under lights was superb. Stark bowled superbly. Jai Richardson was impressive, and Michael Nesser. Brilliant to see him get a wicket on his debut, getting rid of Hamid for the second wicket just before the end of play. So it was an absolute dominant day for Australia today. On day 2, they've really bossed this game, and it was a day that Australia dominated from start to finish, really. For England, it was a hard-fought day. Spent a lot of overs in the field. They bowled a bit better than they did on day 1. They were able to bowl the ball a little bit fuller and were able to get wickets, but it was a very tough day still. Over 150 overs in the field. Very tired. Yet again, didn't take their opportunities. Obviously, Ollie Robinson eventually got Labuschagne out, but he bowled to him and obviously bowled a no ball, which was costly. And obviously, it was a repeat of what happened to Stokes at the Gabba in the last Test match. So England didn't quite take their opportunities. Obviously, on day 1, same on day 2 as well. Not ideal to lose 2 early wickets just before the close of play. Obviously, 2 down for 17. Not ideal for England. So really, for England, it's been another tough day for them in this Test match. Nothing has seemed to go to plan. They haven't had the luck as Australia's had in this Test match. So it's another tough day for England. But they've got to keep back, and they're going to keep soldiering on for days 3, 4, and 5 of this Test match and try and get something out of this Test match. It's still a long mountain to climb for them. It's very tough, but they just got to show that mental toughness and resilience and keep coming back and show some fight and character. Obviously, their odds of winning the game are very slim now, obviously, with Australia posting over 400. So all they need to do is just show a bit of fight, resilience, and character with the bat and the ball, and hopefully get something out of this Test match. But it's going to be a big challenge for England, but they're just going to come out and show that fight and resilience. What can we expect from both teams headed into day 3? Well, for Australia, it's pretty simple. Looking to take early wickets with that new ball at the start of day 3. That first hour, the first session will be crucial for Australia in terms of bowling England out on day 3. So it's pretty much simple for Australia. Looking to take early wickets and looking to bowl England out and put them under more pressure in this Test match. For England, it's simple for them. They need to bat all day. They can't afford to lose any more wickets. They need to show some mental toughness and resilience with the bat. If they don't show any of that mental toughness or resilience with the bat, then England will struggle in this first innings, and it's going to be very difficult for them with the bat in hand. So for England, all they need to do is to try and bat out the day, not lose any more wickets, show that mental toughness and resilience. If they don't, then Australia could bowl them out cheaply, and it's going to be more pain for England as this Test match progresses. Well, that's all the time we have for this episode. Be sure to subscribe and click the bell to get the latest episodes of the podcast, and like and share our Facebook page, and follow us on Twitter and on Instagram. Until next time, keep safe, and bye for now.